Hello, 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 and good morning! Today, we are getting our long-awaited planet tattoo. I'm gonna vlog the whole day, probably leading up to it, and then once I get home, I'll explain the tattoo, show you the tattoo, and then explain the rest of the tattoos that I have, because I know you guys have asked about them. And, obviously, when I'm on stream and stuff, I can't just whip my tattoos out, so I will be explaining those in this video as well, so I really hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. If you're new, you can subscribe and click the bell. That way every single time I post a new video, you will get notified. I post on Tuesdays and Fridays, and then every other Sunday on Patreon is a podcast. So if you want to pledge to that tier, you can pledge to tier 4. It's $15 a month. Start our morning, I guess. It's already, this is the earliest. We never get up this early. It's 10:48. We usually wake up at like 11, but today we woke up early. I don't know, I slept well or whatever. So I'm gonna go make a cup of coffee, and then I'm gonna figure out some other stuff to do, because I'm sure there's something I have to do. It's raining today, so let's go get some coffee. I washed my face, brushed my teeth, and got dressed. I was gonna look nice today, but it's like pouring rain and the drive is pretty far to get to this tattoo shop, so I'm gonna do a quick get ready with me stream, and then I wish I could do a Genshin stream today because I really want to play Genshin, but unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to because there's so much other stuff that we have to do today. We have a lot of mess because we're very busy people. We haven't got all day, but this is our rosemary, just quick little thing. Nessa bought some rosemary and it's been in our bathroom because we turned our bathroom into a plant nursery. I'm wearing this black tank top from Target. I'm wearing this sweatshirt that says Shata Aizawa on it. It was originally Vanessa's and then I cut it to look like this, and it's super easy. Like, the reason I chose this one is because it's super easy access to my underarm, so I can literally like keep my forearm warm while I just lie like this when I tattoo. So, and then these sweatpants, these Puma sweatpants, and probably fuzzy socks and a pair of tennis shoes. So I ended up putting my hair up because it's absolutely pouring outside, and it just, for all my curly hair people, you know how it be. You get your hair a tiny bit wet and then suddenly it's curls galore. So that's why I did that, and we are about to leave. It's 2:30 p.m. and we're gonna get Taco Bell when we get there because there's a Taco Bell place next to it. I'm wearing Crocs because if you're not crocking, you're not rocking. Nervous. I've gotten tattoos before, so I know how it feels, and this one's just gonna be really big, so like I'm scared, but I'm excited. So I'm excited for Taco Bell too. Can't wait for that. Anyways, we're gonna get going. So thankfully Mom is driving us because the place is like an hour away from us.
Sync has connected to your phone and is reminding you that 911 assist is set to off.
So while we got to the place, it's right next to this Taco Bell, so we got Taco Bell and I'm so excited to eat it. So I got a cheesy gordita crunch and then nachos, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna go and
Nachos are great.
Are they? Give me a bite. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
You want to move over to the other place?
We're gonna go sit in front of it. I'm eat. So now's the time. Now we go in. I might ask them if I can film, but I'm awkward, so we'll see. So I actually did end up asking my tattoo artist if I could film in there just because they were really concentrated. I didn't feel like bothering them. Oh wow. Oh, wow. It's so pretty. I love it. It's so pretty. Literally so pretty. Wow. I think this is one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in my life. So I got it, it's done. It only took an hour and a half, and when I say that this place is absolutely phenomenal, I'm not lying. I'll explain more when I get home, but oh my god. It's so pretty. I think it's one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in my entire life, to be honest. And it was so quick. It hurt like a crap, but I'll explain. Okay, now I'm home, finally, and I'm gonna take this off. It is hurting the hell out of me. You're not supposed to have this on for too long. She can smell the wound. So, hi Shadow. Here, baby. Shadow. Oh, it itches so bad. Hi, Shadow. Oh, I know it's gonna hurt. So I'm gonna show you it and then I'm gonna explain everything. This is probably, the most, oh, that's a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood. I've never had a tattoo have this much blood actually, ever. Oh wow, that's a lot of blood. I think this hurts more than when I was actually getting the tattoo. Really? Uh-huh. So this is the antibacterial soap that I got. I just googled a good one because the last one that I'd been using for my last 3 tattoos was from a tattoo shop that I got my first tattoo at, which I will show you and explain everything about that. And then I always use Aquaphor because you need something to put over it to keep your tattoo moisturized, so that way it can heal properly. So you have to wash it, at least for me. My experience is you have to wash it 3 times a day. You should wash it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Put Aquaphor on it anytime it gets itchy or dry. That's what we will be doing. I'm gonna go do that real quick to hopefully make it cool down because it really burns. And then I'll explain this tattoo, the entire process and everything. And then my other tattoos as well, so I'll be right back. Actually, I know I've never had a tattoo hurt this bad. This is so painful. I'm in so much pain. Okay, so now you can finally see it without blood on it. Hi, Shadow. It's really the prettiest thing on me. So let me explain everything now. So this is the beautiful, glorious tattoo that I've been waiting for. It's painful. I want to explain to you the way that like they do watercolor tattoos because I've never had a tattoo that has color. So the first thing there's 2 different types of needles. I don't know exactly what they're called because I was getting wounded instead. I think they do it with all tattoos, any color tattoo and stuff. Oh, it's 2 different needles? Well, there's 2 different needles. If you have a color tattoo, then you know that, but I've never had a color tattoo, so I didn't know that. There's 2 different types of needles, and the part that probably hurts the most, at least for me, was the coloring in, because you can legitimately feel them scraping across your epidermis. It's not a good time, but it's worth it because look at how gorgeous that is. For the rest of my life, I'll have this on my arm and I'll die with it, and I'm so happy. It was it's a very different experience when they use the color one. Nessa was sitting with me the entire time, and I was used to the other ones because I've had tattoos before. I was like, whatever, like this hurts, but like it's fine. And then when my tattoo artist started coloring, I was like, and my face, Vanessa started laughing at my face. And I found during this experience that I laugh when I'm in pain. The entire time I was trying to giggle. Tell me why though I'm more scared to get my vaccine tomorrow than I was to get this. That's another thing. Yeah, I have to get this in here tomorrow. So anyway, the tattoo was totally 100% worth it. It definitely hurts more than any tattoo that I've had. I've had 3 before, and I'm gonna show you them and explain the meaning behind all of them and everything. But this one hurts the absolute most. The other ones, I could almost just like kind of forget about the pain, and this one is just, I cannot move my arm. I'm in a lot of pain. But here is the part that is the most baffling to me. This tattoo, I want you to look at it in all its glory, and I want you to take a moment, and I want you to try and guess how much this would be. Just roughly. And comment down below before you see. Don't skip ahead. Yeah, just pause this for a minute. I want you to comment down below how much you think this tattoo was. I want you to comment. Go ahead. Pause it. Pause it. And comment. You did it? Okay. This tattoo was $200. If you don't know how much tattoos usually are, I paid $160 for the one that's on my hip that I'm gonna show you in a second. I paid $60 for the one that's on my wrist and $60 for the one that's on my foot. This masterpiece that should be in an art museum is on my arm, and it was $200. And the only reason it was $200 was because you have to do a $100 down payment. Now, I have never, I swear to God, I stand by this place for the rest of my life, and I will never get a tattoo anywhere else. Because first of all, the staff is incredible. Incredible. My tattoo artist, an angel, literally amazing, and the talent is just, it's indescribable. It's amazing. The reason I had picked it, because I was like, it's kind of a far drive, but I had seen people say that they drove from like Michigan and Minnesota and like all over the country to get their tattoos at this shop, and I was like, well, I guess I should try it because apparently it's like supposed to be really good. They said the prices were reasonable, and I was like, okay, reasonable, like the tattoo that I want, it's probably gonna be like $500 easy, because Colleen has a tattoo on her hip down her leg that was $2,000, and I was like, oh, okay, like this beautiful masterpiece, because it's like kind of smaller, it's probably only gonna be like 500, maybe like 700, 800. I was preparing for even 1,000, and then
they said to me,
100 on top of your $100 down payment, and I nearly had a stroke. I was so happy. So I scheduled another appointment. I like reasonable shit. So I was excited because I was like, this is amazing. So it's probably literally the prettiest thing about me, and I think I'm just gonna sob over how beautiful this is for the rest of my life. And now it's got Aquaphor on it. So let me explain or show you my other tattoos and explain it. The meaning behind this tattoo. If you couldn't tell by the everything about me, I love space a lot, and the planets are like literally my favorite thing. I found out recently. I discovered recently that I want to get a degree in astronomy and astrology, and so I've absolutely loved the planets since I was a kid. I always have. I've always loved the stars. I've always loved space and everything. And so when I saw this tattoo, I was like, I definitely wanted to get a space tattoo, and when I saw this one, I just fell absolutely in love with it, and so it just has a very significant meaning to me. There's a big thing with like the sky and space that I discovered after my dog died, so that's what this signifies. It's just like it's a deeper meaning that one day when my heart chakra opens, I'll probably explain. I have this one that's on my wrist that I show people a lot because it's the most accessible one. It is the Venus symbol and the Jupiter symbol for my cats, Venus and Jupiter. Shout out to my veins, thanks for keeping me alive. And then I have the one on my foot. I'm gonna blur out my feet because they're not free. I'm just kidding. On my foot, which is 2.22.06. It is the birth date of my dog who passed away. I got it the August before she passed away. She was the first dog I remember having, and she was just a really big part of my childhood, and so I definitely knew I wanted to get a tattoo for her, and I definitely think in the future I want to get one for Shadow. Vanessa, can I get a tattoo for Shadow? Yeah. Yeah, she was and still is really important to me, and she was a humongous part of mine and Vanessa's childhood, so she was our little baby, so I wanted to get something in memory of her because I miss her. And then this one that everyone always asks about and I can never show you because TikTok would ban me for life. Not that they haven't been shadow banning me, but that's a totally different point. That's a totally different point. I have a tattoo on my hip that I'm actually on April 27th getting the colors of what I'm about to show you. It's right here on my hip. It's the Four Nations tattoo. I want to make sure I show you the least amount of my body as possible. It's the Four Nations tattoo. Earth, water, fire, air. And I want to get the colors, so green, blue, red, yellowy, orange. I thought that it would be the coolest to do it in watercolor, and I got that one. Oh, I just touched it on accident. I got that one because Avatar was the show that first of all started it all with anime. I don't count Dragon Ball. That was and I was traumatized during it. Avatar was, first of all, one of the first shows Nessa and I ever decided to collectively watch together, and we sat through and watched the entire seasons. It's always been a show that we've turned to like a lot when things aren't going the greatest. It's a big comfort show for us, and it taught me a lot of life lessons in a way. It was a show that like I could go and like watch to forget about the crappy things that were happening during my childhood, and it was just like really, it was just the greatest show to me. It was one of the shows that I will forever be in love with. So I got that tattoo because first of all, I want to be the Avatar. second of all, I'm not trying to like save the world or anything because I'm not good enough for that, but like that'd be cool. It was a show that was like just, it was really important to me growing up, and it was still to this day is one of my favorite shows, and I've always known that I've wanted to get an Avatar tattoo, so I thought it over for like since I was 11. I thought it was a pretty good choice, but I want to get the watercolors over it. And back to the pricing. This tattoo, the one on my hip, the Avatar ones, were $160. No. It was 80 down payment and then 40. $120. That one on my hip was 120 compared to this that was literally 200 with color. So it just goes to show it depends on the, if you ever want to get a tattoo, just really look at the tattoo places you're going to, because this tattoo parlor versus this one, I didn't get these at the same place, and look, that one was 120 and this one was 200, and it's beautiful. I'm thinking that it was cheaper because it's watercolor, and watercolor just fade easier, but I've seen, we were just looking at tattoos that watercolors fresh versus one year to 4 years later, and they still look great. So it's a far drive to go to it, but it was like an hour and a half away, which really isn't that bad, but it's worth it because they're amazing. They're literally amazing. And also the shop was so cute. I just loved it. It was absolutely phenomenal. Anyways, it's amazing, and so I loved it a lot. But yeah, those are all my tattoos for now. I definitely want to get more because I'm a bookworm that's covered in tattoos. That's just who I am. Why did I do the Uraraka thing? Release! I will say too, if you're gonna get a tattoo, the most painful part, at least for me, is the part afterward. That shit sucks more than anything, because the pain when the needle's actually like wounding you, it's like, oh man, this hurts. But if you think about like music, like I was singing to myself some like Beauty and the Beast during it, and I was fine, you know, like turn on your weed music and you're chilling. But like, my arm feels like it's on fire. I'm exhausted from this. Remember to stay safe, do your homework, and drink water. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. And if you're new, you can subscribe and click the bell. That way every single time I post a new video, you'll get notified. I post on Tuesdays and Fridays. And also, if you like videos like this, like the days in my life, the vlogs and stuff like that, and all that blah 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 stuff, and you know, the tattoo stuff, then give it a thumbs up. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, tune in to the charity stream that is happening tomorrow on Twitch. Todoroki, our good old boy Todoroki, will be, he's playing horror games and watching Attack on Titan for the first time. So if you want to tune in on that, and also help donate to Asian Americans Advancing Justice, which is the charity that we will be donating to this month, then you can tune into the Twitch stream. All the links are down below. Also, if you want to check out Kavali with a cause Instagram, that's also linked down below, and merch. You can buy the merch and the profits will go straight to the charity. I love you guys so I love you guys so much. Remember to stay safe, do your homework, drink water, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.